The world is closely watching this summit happening in Pyongyang. Washington is voicing concerns over deepening ties between Pyongyang and Moscow, while Beijing stays reticent. But experts say China will feel some discomfort. Bo-kyoung shares some insights with an expert view.
Russian President Vladimir Putin arrived in North Korea for his first visit in 24 years, pledging strong support for the regime. This, an expert says, could make the United States worried about two aspects: peace and stability on the Korean Peninsula and the war in Ukraine.
The US would be most worried about how North Korea's munitions could be used for the Ukraine war and prevent Washington from ending it. In terms of the Korean Peninsula, there will also be worries about North Korea's striking power, as its nuclear and missile capabilities could get a boost.
These words are reflected in what Washington officials have had to say regarding Putin's visit to Pyongyang.
What we are concerned about, Trevor, is the deepening relationship between these two countries. Not just because of the impacts it's going to have on the Ukrainian people, because we know North Korean ballistic missiles are still being used to hit Ukrainian targets, but because there could be some reciprocity here that could affect security on the Korean Peninsula.
The deepening cooperation between Russia and the DPRK is something that should be of concern, especially to anyone that's interested in maintaining peace and stability on the Korean Peninsula, but also supporting the people of Ukraine as they continue to fight against Russian aggression.
Thus, Jean-Pierre, the White House spokeswoman, has urged Putin to convey to Kim that only political and diplomatic ways should be used to resolve issues on the Korean Peninsula, as he agreed during the previous summit with Chinese leader Xi Jinping. Meanwhile, media outlets have focused on how China could be left with conflicted feelings as Russia and North Korea's rapprochement deepens. Though China does recognize how inevitable it is for Russia and North Korea to become cozier with each other due to sanctions imposed by the U.S., and Beijing itself has been able to ease the pressure of having to provide international cover for Pyongyang, it cannot help but worry for their deepening bilateral ties because of the U.S.
China does say a boost in North Korea-Russia ties is because of the United States, but Beijing cannot welcome their growing ties fully because it could lead to Washington's increased military involvement on the Korean Peninsula.
Bo-kyoung, 아리랑뉴스.